Hey, how's it? Aloha. Well, as I continue my journey down the rabbit hole of the unknown, I'm listening to a group named Gem, and I think it features the drummer from Animals as Leaders. The song is Vertigo, but this is a drum playthrough, so that's why it's featuring him. Thank you so much for the suggestions. You know, I put that Facebook page link down there, and it seems to be making life slightly easier when people are dropping the links there because it populates the video and I just click and I go when I can, and that's very, very easy for me, old guy decomposer, to deal with. Anyhow, as well, thank you all very much for your support, your comments. For those of you who know, if you don't know, my channel is not monetized, so you know, if you see worthy, a cup of coffee would be super cool beans. It also helps what I do with the kids. The link for that as well is down there so you can see what I do for the kids. Outside of that, let's do this. Stand by. All right. Gem, Vertigo, featuring Matt Garstka. I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name, but you guys know me. All right. Okay. I got nothing. Yes, I'm a composer. Yes, I read music. Yes, I write music. Yes, I understand what they're playing, but you just cannot decompose necessarily a track like this in one pass. I'd have to listen to this, and considering the fact that the kind of decomposition that I do as the older composer is not that of theory. This is worthy of an Adam Neely type dissection. This is a guy on YouTube who's brilliant and such a joy to learn from. If you ever, I'll put his link down there. He's hardcore theory, but he's very easy on the ears in theory. What I can say is that, first of all, I recognize the bass player is the guy from Dirty Loops, I believe. I was going to say Snarky Puppy. But the reason why I was going to say Snarky Puppy, because also the piano player, and then the piano player of Dirty Loops, and the piano, the Corey solo, or the piano player of Snarky Puppy, that I did that one thing on Lingus, I think, with his solo and everything. That's just, there is so much sick talent out there. And, I believe my life probably would have been different as a musician had I had exposure to this kind of music as a kid, which I would have never gotten in the 60s and the 70s. Even be it, should there have been that kind of talent available for me to listen to, it was just radio. Whatever radio thought would play is what we learned or was influenced by, unless somebody in the yo-hip circle brought, hey, let's go get baked and here's some cool, underground stuff I listened to. The things that I can bring up is, I want you, as we continue to go through this, I want you to perhaps imagine what this might sound like as a prog rock piece. Okay? If they did add, I'm just saying this is a hypothetical, it would completely change the structure of a track like this, but I think that's why myself is responding the way I am, is the fact that in the progressive rock and the new metal and in the many genres that I've had on my channel, these are the quality of musicians that are in most of our favorite bands that we listen to. And I listen to Ginger, and everyone's saying that new drummer was a jazz, fusion drummer. This is the quality of musicianship that we have that has, injected itself into, the prog rock kind of genre. Not all, but I'm just saying you could feel it. You could tell which ones have that kind of skill. When the piano player was doing, his keyboard playing, and up here was a synth, I did notice that maybe they could be playing to a playback that might have just one layer of key behind it, because I did hear one thing and I was like, could it be? But that decomposition is so nothing compared to this unbelievable musicianship. One more thing I want to bring up before we take off. Okay, so this is obviously a drum playthrough video. I want you to take a look. You guys have always, with me on my journey, I always dial into the engineering technique of the drums, and how the drums is engineered and placed in the mix is, to me, defines the depth of a mix. What I mean is, the drums is the only instrument that has as many mics on it as you see here. It's got overhead mics. Every tom-tom has a mic. A hi-hat has a mic. The snare has the mic. Okay. Some kits every cymbal gets mic'd, but not this one. This uses the power of the overhead mics as, to grab those cymbal sounds and the nuances of the cymbals, the rides and everything like this. It's kind of cool. So if you're on this journey with me, and I'd say 90% of you are just music listeners, which is, I envy you. But as you go through this video, look at how he's playing his drums, and then look and listen, and then see where the mics are placed. And you get this, oh, I get it. Okay, the overheads are here, and when I hear him do this, that mic is picking this up. And of course, the engineering on something like that is masterful, because that takes years and years and years to actually get a real sick kit mix. Hendrik, what? I can't say anything about them and their musicianship and their skills that I haven't already said. So I have a funny feeling this is going to be my only stop, because I got nothing. I can't bring anything else. I mean, there's meter changes in there, the complexity of the. One thing I can say is that when they set up a pattern, okay, their riff of the moment, or an arpeggiation that has a melodic hook in it, that's not the melody, but as they repeat that, it does do it enough to actually grind it into your head, and you lock into the pattern just enough for them to throw you into another, people's elbow and just boing. So it looks like we're going into a piano solo. I'm not going to say anything else to the rest of this. I'm going to sit here and enjoy this with you, and I don't know what I'm going to have to say at the end of this, but I need to just sit here and just listen to this and enjoy it. So here we go. want to cry. I got nothing to say with that. First time experience, I'm just, oh gosh, I have no idea. This is out there. And if it wasn't for you guys dropping in the links and stuff, I would have never, it's absolutely joyous in a level beyond explanation for me. I think one of the things I do want to bring up, if there's anything I could say about this, I mean, I've already said a couple things. I do want to roll back and though and say, there's got to be one pass of them on playback. And it's only one instrument. It's not like they're playing back against a whole orchestra or something. There's a couple places where I'm watching what he's doing, and I don't see any of the musicians just holding down just an octave or something. It is extremely a simple playback section that they possibly could be playing through. One of the things that I love about this performance as a playthrough is the human element of this, and this is the one thing that I can speak on a little bit. First of all, the total confidence in these musicians, along with their abilities to play their instruments, is so wonderful to watch. What I mean with that is technique. So Henrik with the bass, he's playing some of the most scariest passages with what he's doing, but if you notice, he is in this physical pocket. You know, you never have really pure command over your instrument, because at any given time your instrument can give you a challenge, and but where he's at, this stuff is going off and he's just like a sniper. I hate to put that in the same phrase, but you can't, if you're all amped out and you're all in your head and you're all, you can't do this thing. Same thing here. Same with the drums. His technique, as far as it's a very extremely physical instrument, but he owns every bit of what he's doing with the tech. Watch his hands. Watch his hands. That's the takeaway for those of you who are just enjoying this as people who are going to listen to this and just watch this video. Watch his hands. Watch his technique. The piano player, same thing. Beautiful technique with his hands. Beautiful technique. You can't keep up that endurance without having hit a technique level in the instrument that you play that is, I wish I had a gaming reference for that level, but if I remembered one, I'd say, that level of musicianship was just absolutely a wonder and a joy to watch. I have nothing else to say except thank you. You know who sent me this link, and I am sick with, I don't want to say I'm sick with envy, I'm just sick with like, God, I wish as a kid I could have been exposed to this, because this is a whole new set, this musicianship of the last 15, 20 years that we're being exposed to through YouTube, and also the new generational, musicians, like, in guitar, Pliny, Jakob Zajtecki, Owain and stuff like that, and then the other piano player, I want to say it's Tigran Hamasyan. These young musicians that are taking music to another level and we're getting exposed through YouTube. I do envy the younger kids who are learning, and this is where they're starting. This is their base. So, envy, jealousy, I can't say. I could just say, well, I've had a really good life in music. I'm at where I'm at right now, and these kids now have a whole new way to step up to the batter's box and work it out. So, anyhow, I'm going to put this video, obviously, this link's going to be below so you can listen to it without me yammering. Also the link for the cup of coffee, should you see fit. Yay! Headset for my AKG, or link for the AKG 240s down below. Thank you guys so much. I'm blown away. My day's done. I'm going to listen to this 20 more times, and then I got to go take a walk or something, because that was just a great, absolute experience for me. So, thank you. All right.